Okay. So I'm going to invite the special guest now.
There's Seb.
So I'd like to introduce our special guest tonight, and it is Bobby. Hello, Bobby.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
Bobby!
What's going on, brother? How are you, man?
Another great day, buddy. Another great day.
Good to see you, dude.
Yeah, we should have some more people jumping on board. They're just in the posse meeting.
Cool.
I've dropped a link in the other group, and everybody else will jump on when they get on. And a couple are going to be late. So I'm sure everyone here knows who Bobby is. And he's going to kind of hang with us and kind of give us a little open discussion on how vibrations can, how it works in your life and your business. I think that's what we talked about, or I'm not sure if I explained that correctly.
It's so hard to explain what this really is all about. It's so crazy. But such an intimate little group we got going on. We got Donnie and Levi here. Seb and I've had the pleasure, of course, as a good buddy of mine. And you know what? The fact that it's all of us here, that just means better. We get a chance to go into a little bit more of an in-depth contention to you guys, just in case we want to look inside of your guys' chart. I wanted to offer something for you guys because, it's a push to get on the events and to get on the trainings and to get in the Zoom calls, and you guys are here and you guys are present. So I was, I expect, but like if there's a bunch of people in there, I expect that I won't be able to get a chance to talk to you guys individually. But seeing as this thing is being recorded and we got a lot of late bloomers and people are going to watch the replay, what I would love to do is to explain what numbers are through the example of Levi and Donnie. If you guys are down to step on the table and basically put your stuff on that out there and then basically share a little bit with you guys. And Tanis is a great friend of mine, and honestly, I want to support her in her business and growing your guys' organization for sure. So if it's all the same to you, I'd love to do some of that. Numerology, guys, it's weird. It's like a weird science. It's like a technology. People think of it as astrology or horoscope or like some crystal ball. It's more like the math behind your name and your birthday that shows up a lot about the details that are going on in your life. You can use this in business. You can use this in life. You can use this for family, for meeting the partner of your life, or having the desire of your fate and your destiny actualized. So it's been super cool. I remember even meeting Seb, and this guy was like, yeah, okay, we'll see. And then afterwards we got a chance to meet, and he's changed. And it's so super cool to have you on here, bro. Do you mind maybe like giving us like a quick 2-minute before and after, or like a little testimony of our time together?
Certainly. Like, you'll have to excuse me. I am currently on both Zooms, so there's a bit of background noise. But like, when we had that chat there in Vegas, it was, okay, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I can see where he's coming from, but it sounds like me, but I don't really know. But you know what? What the fuck? I'm here in Vegas. Let's dive in right in completely. So I booked my appointment with you. And, from the moment we first started talking there to after our hour session, I was just fucking blown away. Like, the way you described everything with, how changing your name slightly can actually change who you are as a person and, really makes you feel different. And then when I got my write-up from you, I dove into it a little bit, and it blew my fucking mind just how accurate it was about me without being accurate, if that makes any sense. Like, there was never, exactly me, but it was tailored to like 90% of who I am and how I actually feel about things. And there were things written in there that I know I've never told anybody, but were very spot on about me, that I'm like, okay, numerology definitely has some merit. Meeting you, going from Sebastian Cross to Seb G Cross in the past 4 months has completely boosted everything that I am. I mean, I'm helping out local businesses with their ad copy now. I'm getting sales, not as many as I'd like, but they all come. And the reality is, like, I've grown so much, and if it weren't for starting with people like you, I don't know where I'd be. So that's my 4-minute breakdown of
I
how
appreciate
amazing
that,
it's
bro.
developing.
Oh man, honestly, and it's crazy because I met you before we did your numbers. I did your numbers, and you appear as a bit different person. Your energy is different. You're happier. If that's even possible, you're always a happy guy. But now there's like an inward happiness that exudes or exudes from within. So I appreciate you, man. Love you, bro. And yeah, so basically, what it does is it introduces you to yourself. So you get a chance to actually see who you are in such a light that it's like you're measuring your inventory. So, I mean, and I was going to basically give you guys like, everyone gets a free written report, or anyone who hears live will get like a free, like, a consultation or whatever it was, or maybe a discount on the site. But what we'll do, if it's cool, Tana, since you guys are here, Donnie and Levi, what I want to do is I want to do like a good 10 to 15 minutes each. And if you guys are down for that, we're putting all your cards on the table here, and we're going to help you guys grow into the leaders that you want to be and and have the business that you want. I'm going to go as far as giving you an actual new name to use. So if you guys are curious or ready for that, I don't know which one wants to go first, but
I'm ready.
Levi's in. All right, Levi. What month were you born in, bro?
March.
March, and then what day were you born?
The 12th.
The 12th, and then what year?
1988.
1988, very good year. Okay, so when I do, I basically write that down, and then I take it one step further, and I single them out as numbers. So March is 3, the 12th is also 3, 1 plus 2, and then 1988 equals 8. So then I add all of these together, and 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 8 is 14, and 1 plus 4 equals 5, I would imagine, if I can do my math right. 6, 8, 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So as a life path 5, we've got an immediate vibration of warrior, champion, fighter. This guy wants to travel. He wants to stay fluid, wants to stay moving, wants to keep things absolutely like always in constant motion. Can show up like a little bit like ADD, but there's a strong level of like creativity at the front end of your life that is kind of like the reason why he's got the baby face and he wants to stay looking and feeling young, enjoyable. That March and that 12 also show up for very fun, love, and very creative. When I see this in business and I see this number in business, it shows up 3, 5, and then the last year, the year you're born in, is an 8 year. So when I show up with this vibration as a name, this is your starter kit for business. So we know you got hustle. We know you want to just like stand up and fight for business and fight for what's right and fight for the reality of people quitting their jobs and getting out of debt and, voicing all of those things that we don't usually really talk about inside of life because we want to just put everything like, up front on social media. Well, your story is going to be the tell-all tale where it's like, look, I know you're dealing with this. I know you're not talking about it. I'm here to help you through this, and I'm going to make it fun. We're going to have enjoyable things. Most of your ads are going to end up circulating around lifestyle stuff, and your Instagram would look really cool with numbers like these. It's going to show up very, very powerful for things like artistry. There's going to be either photography or writing or drawing or singing or dancing or music. Something in there makes you very passionate about creativity, and that could be one of the biggest sort of keys to your your sense of peace. If you ever want to just like get back to you, pick up the guitar or pick up something or whatever it is that you do. Maybe you're a writer, or maybe it's just that you're going to take the girl dancing or something. But that 3 shows up creative up until the age of 55. That can be a little tough because this guy's going to be dealing with the whole fact of like, people aren't taking me seriously. They always like, downplay this fellow because the 3 shows up as just sweetheart, fun-loving, charismatic, party animal, wants to go places, wants to have fun. But there's no real structure here. So there's no like discipline and order. That comes in later. So you can have a lot of fun right now, but the money will come. And then not want to wait until the money comes later. We want to like power it in now. So when I do a numerology session, I kind of look at this and I'm like, okay, great. He wants to travel. He wants to move around. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. He's a champion. And then these numbers of creativity come on top. These are components that I would want to find inside of your marketing campaign. When you talk about ads, you talk about the stories or the go lives or the content you put out there. It wants to have that flavor to it. Otherwise, it's going to be like, check out my link. And like, it just doesn't have the ability to sell. It wants to be sold in the heart. It wants to be sold in the passion, in the fires of and the throes of passion. This is where you're gonna find the biggest rah-rah out of your tribe, out of your audience. They're not gonna care about this. Oh, you follow the steps and it's done. It's like, who cares about the steps? Just have fun. Who cares about, like, if you get it right, just fudge it in. And sooner or later, something's gonna stick. That feeling is going to be a very powerful, fun way of doing business, showing up at the events, wanting to go and step on a plane to do it, snapping the selfie at the airport. That type of feeling is all about the enjoyment of experience that happens within this guy's chart. The upgrade you get is when you turn 55, Levi goes into a vibration of master wealth. So right now it's like you're spending a lot of time running around serving other people, making them feel good, like sacrificing what's important to you, sweeping things under the rug, just pretending like things are all cool when really they may be chewing you up on the inside. And this guy can blow up, okay? So it's fun. But if you step on his foot or you do something bad to this guy and you push him too far, then comes out the explosion like, hey, wait, hold on. And you're like, whoa, what happened? This guy was so sweet and calm a second ago. Now he shows up with a fighter. It's the sweet little version of you turns into the powerhouse version of like, I'm not going to take this thing sitting down. So a strong level of activism, a strong level of like, I'm gonna fight for you guys and do something. That thing shows up really powerful inside of that. I really like that. But where you're going is the vibration of let's make some serious things happen in here. So what do you call yourself on your sponsored page? Is it just your name, like as it's spelled here, Levi Harnack?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're advertising to people. Let's talk about what this looks like. So now what I do is I say, okay, fine. This is how this guy looks like on his chart or the time of his life. What about the space that he holds? Okay, so Levi Harnack shows up as a 775. This is an ultimate Bruce Banner versus Hulk, okay? So like he doesn't say very much. And then when he activates, it's like, bah, Levi smash. And that feeling of passion can really overthrow that level of intuition that's like super powerful. Like, a lot. You're sitting on a lot of wisdom, and the lack of expression is frustrating. I would imagine that you're like, get me out of here. I just need something to get something sticking. The 5 is like, first of all, your life path 5. It's bad for wealth. Okay, I'm glad you have an 8 coming, because that means that you're going to get this whole thing repaid for you kind of feeling. But it's a struggle to chase debts, to chase expenses, to chase the money you spend. It's like you make $1 and you spend 3, and it's like, I'll make more later. It's all good. That feeling of chasing your own past can be a very difficult feeling. And then I take the name Levi Harnack, which shows up again with another 5. Okay, so money's an issue. So trouble here. We got to kind of like put the number back into a powerful place. This isn't somebody I want to send into a business conversation. You may know a lot. People want to tell you a lot, but then it becomes an arguing debate of, I don't know, and I don't know if I got the money. And like, they're going to feel good talking to you because they just tell you everything. This guy is just going to like, oh, I'm going to talk to my leads. My leads are coming in. And then they just want to tell you their story, but they don't want to do business. They don't want to go anywhere with it. And you're just like, am I missing something? Like, I just spent a lot of time talking to this person for a while and it didn't even go anywhere. And that's one of the biggest things that a name can do for you, is that it's going to pre-qualify people before you even get a chance to show them your ad. They're gonna scroll on Facebook and they're gonna see this thing and they're gonna feel like, I already know you, I already trust you, I like you, I believe in you, you're a profitable feeling for me. Let's do business. So by the way, what are you even selling? Like, that's the magnetism behind a name, is that they're already getting those emotional neuro-linguistic programming triggers like working for you. And oh man, it's gonna be so cool to see this thing fly. So the way that I would work with this is to take on the first one, what would be the letter A. So if you take on the letter A, you get a powerful vibration of business, spirit, and balance, which would be like one of the biggest entry points into where you're about to go in the later part of your life, like 20-something years from now. You get a chance to wear it now. So when you wear it now, I'm seeing double. We got double Donnie, double Seb. So that's awesome. So we basically have a value here that shows up as powerful for business, powerful for spirit, and epic like a connection for money, love, balance. So this is good for family in case you got little ones. This is good for showing up with care for your team. You're going to help them grow. You're going to help them do some big things. We got Draper in the house. What's up, big boy? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. So a very powerful feeling that shows up here where we get a chance to see this is going to just balance everything out for you. If you want to take a little bit more of an intuitive approach, you could take the J. Could take the S in case that any one of these are your actual initials in life. The next one you could take, which would also, and those J or the S mean basically the same thing. The next one would be the C, the L, or the U. So if we take a C or an L, this is like leaning more on the quiet side of your business. Like there is a quiet side to you before the Hulk comes out, like this feeling of like intuition and pause and empathy, and you know what other people are feeling and thinking, like you just see it and feel it. This one would lean a lot on that plus your leadership. So it would definitely show up as a powerful feeling for like independent. This guy's gonna like line people up. The same conversations are gonna happen, but then you can be like, okay, I've heard enough. I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna really like what I have to hear. This is gonna be something that's gonna be powerful for you in business. Let's do this. I have a solution for you. And because you've been listening and because people feel like they've been heard, they're much more receptible to your vibration, but it ends in money. It ends in the vibration for let's create some wealth instead of no wealth, like fighter, like just cuts a hole in his wallet and all the dollars are falling right out. So this is how I would balance out Levi. I would put the J. I would put the A. That would be my top pick. It's because it's the same number I'm using and it's changed my life around completely. But this would be the one that I would use to really help you like catapult towards in business. Every other one is going to show up with a little bit more subtlety, a bit more like calm and reserved and not so like forceful on the business, but absolutely very powerful when I get a chance to see it. And it looks like I've got Jason and Deanna there. They got the right idea. Look at this. They're basically writing out the chart. This is how I basically write this whole thing out, is I actually look at the numbers that each letter respond to. I count them all, and I add them up to an 8. So you guys are basically getting like the mechanics of how I do my entire business. That's it. Bobby's going out of business. You guys know how to do it. I can't do this stuff anymore. But if you know how to align your name, this is where you're going with this. Okay, so your sponsored ad wants to hit an 8. If you're a family person, probably wants to hit a 6. But depending on how you hit that 8 is like a different way of basically putting that together. So I used to use what this guy's doing, Jason's doing. I used to actually write it out. Now there's apps out there called I think it's the Chaldean Numerology Calculator. It just basically does it for you. You just type it in and it shows you. But I don't see it for Apple. So sorry Apple users, only Android. But the reality is that this is how I level people's names out, as I want to make it even an 8. I want to make it even out to a vibration of balance where money can come into it. So depending on how, and I mean, I wouldn't go too crazy with this. There's a reason why I choose certain initials over others. So be very cautious if you plan on doing this by yourself. It's not as easy as finding the 8. It's finding your 8. You can send a kid into math class. You can send a kid into PE class. If he's not the physical type, he may not survive PE. And if you give him a PE name, like a physical education, he may be needing the financial name or the numbers name to succeed. And that's where it gets into the real big picture of what we're doing. But Levi, man, how am I doing so far? Like, what do you feel? Like, is it kind of on point or?
Oh, you're like 100% here. Like, it's crazy.
It's nuts, man. This thing is absolutely crazy. It's a technology. It's not like some voodoo. It's the next best thing, but like this is like absolute science. So let's put Donnie on the table. You ready, brother? You want to do this? Sweet. Okay, cool. So if you want to do this in the chat, or maybe you want to symbol your birthday to me in like sign language, I don't know, but we got to know what month you're born in.
I'll do some sign language. I was born in July.
July. All right. So he's the quiet type. What day?
14th.
14? All right, but he's also got the Bruce Banner feel. Okay, what year?
1988.
1988. So you guys are going to be seriously big bosses by the time you guys grow up or get older. But let's add that together. So I take up 7, 5, and 8, and I'm just going to put that together here. Help me out if I figure this out wrong. It shows up with 2. So we have a number, a life path number 2 here. And the life path 2 is very powerful for connection between one person and another. This guy's going to make an epic coach, an epic partner. The conversations you have between you and your clients or leads or future business partners are going to be a lot of back and forth where it's very conversational, and you want to help someone feel good. When you get someone and they're raising their ranks and they're doing, like, they're creating checks and they're making something in business, you get a sense of identity kick where this number is going to feel like, man, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing good for other people. It's very, very diplomatic that way. The 7 in your chart, born in July, makes you very reserved, super stoic, very reflective, a very intuitive, empathic type of fellow, the same way we were seeing Levi a second ago. But then you also hit a 5 in the middle of your chart, which means that you're going through the fight of your life. This could be a lot of negative things that happen between a 5 and a 2, like negative relationships or bad relationships with money, bad relationships with like things that don't last or things that always want to stay transient. This could be like, I can't stay in a single job. You just want to keep moving and keep traveling. So it can be tough to sort of settle down and move into a vibration that's settling, especially if one of your names says it. But the nice thing that both you guys roll into is wealth. Okay, so you both have the number 8 when it counts. This is the number 8 when you get a chance to show it up in the third part of your life when you both hit 55. Up until then, we're going to leverage the numbers that you have and basically move this into something that we can use today. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take a look at what you're looking like on your business page. Is this just Donnie Vincent, or do you use something else?
Yeah, my name on my business page is Donnie Vincent.
So let's take a quick look and let's measure this out. So I'm going to take Donnie, I'm going to take Vincent, and Donnie, is that short for like Donald or something like different, or is it like?
Do you want my real full name?
We're not going that far right now because we were kind of limited on time, but I will take your business name. But just for the sake of things, I mean, is it Donnie or is it short for Donald?
It's kind of a go by. My middle name is Don, so I go by Donnie.
Sure, I understand. And so
my first name, so I took the middle name and I go by Donnie.
That's fine. And so because you could end up using a name on your business page that says Don Vincent plus an initial. So he's got some options. Let's start with Donnie. And Donnie Vincent has the only real option this guy has, because the name actually works, is by taking the letter B, K, or T, moving it up 2 points to a 2, 6, 8. This will allow some serious bridge between that passionate number that just wants to move around and just wants to like fight things and have a warrior passionate vibration into balance, and it turns you more into like king vibration. The same thing we were looking at with Levi, you get a chance to turn that 5 into a 6. That vibration where we're looking at 2, 6, 8 shows that partner, diplomatic, wants to get real with the people it works with, wants to help people move forward, and then turns into this, I care, I'm family, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to lead you. So again, a really sharp looking vibration for coach, and also one who wants to build a familial community. You'll end up connecting quite a bit with people because they know that you just give. Like, you're just a giver. You just want to give everything you have to the person. The biggest challenge you'll probably notice in this is that you're going to end up doing people's work for them. Don't do that. Like, you want to enable and empower, and not like, don't worry, I'll run your ads for you. I'll talk to your leads for you. Like, train them, coach them from the back end. Like, until they're 4A, I get it. But until you may just fall into manager instead of teacher, and that is a kind of a pitfall for this number. But if we take a look at Don Vincent, would that be something you'd be open to if an initial would work well with that thing?
Yeah, definitely.
D, D, E. So then the same thing would be the letter E or the letter N or the letter W. If we go to the letter N or W, it's the same thing as Donnie, B, K, or T. So in case you have a middle or a first name or whatever that has one of those initials, the other one that's available is Don E. Vincent. And this one it's kind of a play on words because it would sound like Donnie Vincent, but it would be like Don, the letter E, and then Vincent. And this one shows up the same thing that we were talking about with Levi with the C or the L, stoic, leadership, like independent, but wants to give a solution. These are good people to listen and then also tell you this is what's going to happen. This is how we're going to figure it out. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that, where we get a chance to see Donnie Vincent's name. And so, I mean, my personal opinion, if you're going to choose something based on what I feel is probably the best for you, either Donnie, BK, or T Vincent, or Don W or Don N. So just in case one of those sort of vibrates with you, resonates with you, gives you a good gut feeling, in case any of you guys are trying to choose, well, so which name should I really take? Like, you know, then sign it. Sign your name, all right? Sign it out and see which one makes you feel like you're signing $1 million budget or $1 million contract, or like you're buying a house or you're buying a car. Like, which one feels the most powerful for you to use? So this is sort of something there to be able to give for you, my friend. We got some late poppers onto the call, guys. You're lucky. It's your sort of your lucky day. I'm doing free readings for you guys, so I'm gonna run some numbers for you guys. I saw Jason and Deanna come up first, so it looks like it's just Deanna. So sorry, Jason. And then we got Draper on here and Ryan. So if you guys want to get a quick couple of numbers read for you guys before I'm out, would love to sort of serve you guys in business. I've been waiting to read Draper's numbers for a long time. So if you're cool to let me do it, bro, so am I. But Deanna, if you want to maybe unmute yourself and give me your birthday, I'd love to start with that, and then align your name that you have in your business.
Sure. Well, and Jason's here too. But yeah, no, you want sort of my birthday first?
If you want, we can just target the name and get you guys sorted out. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of love to see sort of where you're going and what type of a person you are. You already know what type of person you are.
Yeah. Well, the business name is Generation Limitless.
Okay, Generation Limitless. Okay, cool. And so this is what you show up for on social media for sponsored ads.
Yes.
So my opinion on having your title page as the name you use as a sponsored ad is like Facebook wants to see a face and wants to see some names. So you're probably more powerful to use your actual names instead of, and call your team Generation Limitless, but not have it in the same swing as a sponsored ad. It helps you to get a little bit things more approved on time and just sort of easier for Facebook to see that you're an actual person. However, I will level this out because this one does not equate to wealth. In order to equate it to wealth, we'd have to put the letter G, P, or Y. So Generation G Limitless, or Generation Y Limitless, or Generation P or G Limitless, or Generation Limitless G. Anywhere you can squeeze one of those extra letters inside of there would make it work, but it'd be very, very hard working. So the next one over would be the letter E. So Generation E Limitless, or Generation N or W is not as strong. If you literally want a limitless generation, and that's like the vibration of things you're looking to create, you'd be looking to put the letter E somewhere in there. E Generation Limitless or Generation E Limitless. That letter E would boost it into mastery of balance and holds enough space for a power couple situation. Just so you know, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. If you want, we can talk about branding your guys' actual name as a sponsored page. So we gotta lean on it. Like Balaj doesn't advertise GPM. He advertises Balaj W. Cardos. Matthew Jang doesn't advertise gas. He advertises Matthew Janger. So depending on how you want to show up to your ads or your sponsored ads, that's kind of how I would suggest that you take an actual name. So if you want, what we'll do is we'll just do Jason and Deanna, and let's see where we start with and just see if that actually works. And then last name Butcher. So we get a chance to see. These are actually pretty powerful. I would take this one step further and put in, let's see here. I need a D, an M, or a V. So that one would be 1. How about a B, K, or a T? Doesn't really work too well. What I would suggest is putting like Jason and like Butcher A, or Jason and Deanna A Butcher, or Jason and Deanna A Butcher, or Deanna and Jason A Butcher. But the letter A as well as the word and would really complement both you guys. Would be the same vibration as we just figured out, which was looking like E Generation Limitless. So those two are synonymous. They would still have a very big power couple situation, but would be like masterful teaching, coaching, relatability, helping people get through things, growing people, sense of community, sense of family, very powerful vibration within that. That would be your name for sure as we get through to it. So let's take a look at Draper if you want, my man. I'd love to get your numbers on the chart here. Let's grab if you want, let's do your birthday, or do you want to just grab your name?
Yeah, I could do a name. I know my life path is number 8.
Cool. So you know this stuff works, and you know you're making money for sure. Balaj's life path as well. This guy's got big dreams and big desires. He's not afraid to run after them. Absolutely. So what are you using for your Facebook fan page?
I just go with my Draper with my middle initial and then Genoway. So
Okay.
it's Draper K Genoway.
Okay, and then let's just take a look here. So this one shows up as 911. And Genoway is Genoway, right?
Yeah.
If I drop the K,
Yeah.
you are a natural Balaj W. Cardos. Like this is something you guys got to really like understand and realize for a second. Matthew Jang was born with this number. Balaj put a W in this number. When he puts a K in his name, it throws him off of the balance of business. And imagine what he's been able to accomplish so far as a leader, as an organizational person, to be able to get things done in the background. You take the K out and you just put Draper Genoway. You don't need an initial. If you wanted one, you could take the letter G, P, or Y. But I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go any as authentic as you are. But your actual name has an actual destiny for global visionary. I know you want that. Like that's your whole, it's like global domination, like global takeover. We're going to help the world. We're going to serve like different pockets of the globe. But this is Draper Genoway. Like this is who you are. And we know that this is a really powerful destiny that you have. But it's really important to recognize that this guy's already on a very serious path, with or without. He doesn't need numerology. I mean, you may get interested as to like, what are we going to uncover? It's going to get Patricia to get herself muted there. Yeah, whatever, like you already, like if you want the story told and you want to get the long and the short of this, I'd love to serve you in that, my friend. But in your case, you're set. Like your name is already numerologically aligned. There are some people out there who are just like born with a freaking star over their head or like horseshoe up their butt somewhere. But this guy's got the lucky numbers. The problem is that emotions are going to probably take a really like a sidestep where you're going to get super focused on business, that it can be a little bit like shortcut and like if you can't handle the heat, get the heck out of the kitchen kind of feel. But it's a very powerful number, man. I want to hang around with you. This guy's gonna make a lot of money, and you just gotta like rub up against him when you see him, because he's just gonna like give you that vibration as well for sure.
Yeah, I definitely ain't going nowhere. So
Absolutely not. And this is like I know when you found this business, you're like, man, finally, this is it. This is something I can really leverage. But he's going into like 7 figures a month, just so you guys know. There's going to be a moment when this guy actually hits the $1 million a month mark. I would imagine dropping the K is going to be of like vital importance for your numerology. With the K in there, it's like cosmic superhero. It doesn't say anything about business. It just says like super forceful ego that can really be sharp against yourself. And that ain't serving anybody. Even though you do show up as a powerful leader, it's like it doesn't serve you. Whereas now you take on the same vibration, you run at the caliber of Balaj and Matt with your actual name. Like nothing required. Very powerful vibration for sure. Drop the K.
yeah, I'll do that right now.
Sweet, man. That's awesome.
Thanks,
All right, who else we got? We got Ryan. How about Patricia? Patricia, what we're doing right now is we're basically not sure if you're with us or not. We're basically taking like names and your birthday, and we're giving you a name that we could have. This is exclusive for all you guys coming live on the View. Or on the Zoom. I have to get running in about 15 minutes, so I won't be able to take this too far over, but wanted to just drop some serious value for you guys, create the next generation of leadership for you all, and this is my gift for you guys. I didn't know what I was going to do, but nice enough small group that we can actually get everybody done. So what about Ryan? Does Ryan want to jump on the screen and or jump on the mic and participate on this, or are we going to take Patricia first? Let's see. Whoever unmutes first gets their chance to give their name.
She's in my room.
But let's go for Patricia, because that's what Tanis is saying. So, Pat, if you want to come on and you want to join us here, you can.
Yeah,
basically, what I want to do is.
Oh,
Oh, hey, you're in the room. No wonder your thing was. Okay, cool. So let's see here. What's your birthday? What month were you born? April. Okay, so she got discipline, guys. This woman is practical. You can definitely tell she's going to get some work done. What day were you born?
22nd.
22nd? Oh, man. Even worse now. You got a huge vision, and if you're inside of this woman's business, you better have your shit together, because she's like not going to take it. And what year were you born?
63.
63? 1963, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this woman's got a huge heart, okay? So she cares quite a bit about what people are going through, what's happening inside of their world. She's got a very strong humanitarian feel, but you want to create something big. Like you actually want to do something large in terms of service to others that requires a lot of discipline and a lot of structure. This business is enough for you to really fly with that. It's going to take a couple of years to get your whole infrastructure set up and get you to the 6A dashes and that type of feel. But once this thing takes off, you're going to be able to serve people quite a bit in life. There also seem in 1963. So how old does this make you today?
55.
You've switched. 55 is the quintessential year for you to actually make a big, powerful change. This vision of leadership, independence. Now you know who you are. You want to run into your own direction. You want to do this big thing. You've been running the play for the last 55 years of your life. It's been 4, and then 22, which is also a 4. It's been very, very disciplinary, very structured, wants to keep things like practical and in order. Now's the time for you to step into your leadership. The stage is set. You've built your platform. Now's the chance for you to actually move forward into the leader that you know yourself to be. But epic, powerful numbers. Are you using this name, Patricia's iPhone? Obviously not. What name are you using for your business page?
Patty Willette.
Patty Alette. Okay, give me 1 second. I know your name. You've been watching me for a while. Okay, so is it 1 L or 2 L's?
2 L's and 2 T's.
2 T's. So Patty Alette. Okay, so we have to balance this thing out. The best way to do this would be taking the letter. Okay, so N or W, Patty N or Patty W Alette is going to be a powerful vibration for coaching, business, care, one-on-one, cares for the other, takes care of the teaching, the nurturing, nourishing, shows up with power mom mode in business. So in case you've already successfully raised children or been a part of a family situation, you will lean on the power of that inside of creating wealth inside of this organization. That's one version of you. Patty E. Olette now shows a very stoic leadership, which can be very powerful for you to sort of calm down, be very quiet and receptive and listen to other people, but definitely has solutions on the mind. It's interesting how all you guys have the same sort of options. We were talking about this number earlier when we were talking about C or L for Levi, or it was Don E or Don E. Vincent. That vibration also shows up for Patty. So you get a chance to use this. My personal opinion, the N or the W. I would say come from the heart. Heart-centered is the way to go. You connect with people quite a bit, but it also wants to create wealth. And that's a really powerful thing because you worked way too hard. You've worked so freaking hard and you've given so much to other people. It's now time for you to sort of give something that's gonna return for you. But so those are my powerful vibrations for that name. I would be choosing the N or the W, Patty W or Patty N Olette. That's basically my go on that. And cool. So any questions so far, guys? Anybody have anything super burning on their mind? Maybe Ryan, if you're there, if you want to do this, I'd love to be able to hook you up. I'm not unable to mute at the moment. All right, cool. But let's take a look. September 5th, 1988. At least you can grab this information. Definitely don't want to leave you behind. So let's go September and then 5th, 1988. A lot of 88 babies. You guys are going to create there's a powerful business group happening here, guys. Just so you guys know, the third parts of your guys' lives are super freaking powerful. But then we have a 9 that shows up in the middle of his chart, and then 5, 8, and 4. So let me just double check this because I want to make sure that I have this. So we have September is 9 month, and then we have a 5-day, and then we're going to take a look at a 1988 year. And when I take a look at this all together, I just want to make sure my math is correct when I say this. We've got life path 22. So I counted this right. Mastery life paths are tough. When you see 22 or you see 4 or you see 11, this guy's dealing with a lot. Okay, you got big visions. You want to go somewhere in life. You want to create something very, very large, but then you're trapped under that feeling of being stop it, get back to work, do the right thing, stay down, stay local, stay real, be responsible. And then there's this other party who's yeah, but my vision keeps on going to this really gigantic thing that I'm going to build to help other people. And it's very active. It's a lot of hustle mode in this, but that 9 shows up as super humanitarian once again. I'm noticing the same numbers. Usually this happens to me on the same day, the same people show up, but you guys got to create a really tightly knit, really close group of people. I would suggest that everyone I just talked to today gets into a direct mastermind, because you guys have a lot of the same numbers, but it'd be nice to have a lot of that same vibration that's really this like steel sharpens steel kind of feeling. But the situation with Ryan is that he shows up with a lot of passion for other people, a lot of service for other people as well, and then also a lot of vibration of seriously creating groundwork and framework. Don't you ever let that responsible, technical, like mind's eye feeling of like you can't do that stop your vision of success and what you need to have inside of your life and what it works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a name that's going to be super powerful that works with this business, and we're going to start with Ryan R. Norris, and I would imagine R is a vibration of your middle name. It doesn't work. Okay, so the vibration I would choose would be H, Q, or Z. This gives us an all-around balancing effect that allows you to stay. The name says 797, so this guy's super empathic, very non-communicative. He'll receive and take in information, but you probably won't see him. It's like perfect example is can't even see his face. He's unable to unmute. He's got no communication, but he's receiving it all. So this is the same thing that happens with Ryan H. Norris. He takes in a lot, but it doesn't equate to business. So the easy fix for this one would be the H, the Q, or the Z. And you could even keep the letter R in there and put RH or RQ or RZ or ZR or HR or whatever it is. Or you could hide those letters into something else inside of your name. But you could use this to really balance everything out on an easy level. Or you have the ability to actually take it to the next step and take the letter A, or taking the letter A would be saying, I want to run with Draper, I want to run with Jang, I want to run with Balaj, I want to run at that level. If you haven't already had success in life or business, this could be very difficult to be able to take on. If Draper was a brand new dude on the block and was like, oh yeah, business, and he didn't know what the heck was left from right, I would probably be like, dude, don't take your, like put on the H or the G, like take something a little bit closer to the ground. But as you can tell by the check behind him, he knows what he's doing. And he's already been able to create some serious power in his life. So I'm not afraid of giving him a freaking Ferrari vibration. You may be like, oh man, I want it. I want this Ferrari. I want to take this. I want to do this exotic vehicle. I want to have this global vision for business. But it would leave things like family behind. So you may want to consider the option of having such a powerful business. What price do you pay? For me, I took the name that I'm suggesting for you would be HQ or Z. That's what Bobby's got. Okay, so Bobby's taking this on. I believe even Seb took this on. I'm just going to double check because he took a name. He's got the same vibration as Donnie B, K, or T, or the other one where we're looking at the N or the W for Patty. But when we're taking a look at Ryan HQ or Z Norris, it gives it still has that reserved part of you that says, hey, I'm going to like listen to you. I'm going to be intuitive and not say very much because I don't want to talk very much. And then the 8 on the inside says, but I think in terms of solution. I think in vibrations of wealth. And then you do express in the value for money and love in balance. So it's really great for the kids, really great for the wife, really great for the business, for the community, for the family. It's a great all-around number that works super, super powerful for you. That's the one I would definitely take. And yeah, guys, this is basically what I have to say and what I've got to contribute. I've got like about 2 minutes. So if anybody wants to jam a question for me, would love to be able to do it. Yes, I do teach this. I run group classes now. It is a hefty ticket. It's $2,200. But if you are interested in learning exactly everything on how this whole information technology works, spend the next 4 days with me and I will teach you everything I know. But this is basically where I'm going at now is I do the sessions for free and I'm basically teaching the classes. You guys may know me up until now as the guy who books people all the time, but I'm growing. So anybody got any questions or any ahas or anything they want to pick their brain while they got me on the call?
I got on late, so what were you saying about you do classes now or something instead?
Yeah, basically I run groups of like 8 to 10 and we do like a 4-day seminar. It's 2 hours each. I teach you how to do what I do so that you're not sending people to my link having to book in with me. You guys empower yourselves. We teach about the cycle years, about what's happening inside of your cycle, where the earth is, when you're doing things, alignment dates, aligning things like your birthday, your address, your business name. Like we go for the full kit. and it's a wonderful journey. Everybody who takes this course is like, dude, this is nuts, and I'm creating small little masterminds around it. The private lessons right now, if you want to do one-on-one, it's $2,699. But if you want to do groups, then each ticket's $22. So it's a bit of a discount, but I kind of cap out at 10, and then we basically do it on a weekly basis or like a monthly basis, however works best. I'd like to do like 4 days straight, but however works for the group. But we would basically come together with the thing there. And yeah, I basically teach you guys what I learned how to know. And Balaj knows this stuff. He's the one who kind of taught it to me, showed it to me. But this is like, I mean, especially for a guy like Draper, like you're a Life Path 8 with a 988 name. Like you're serious, man. Like I know that you're already doing big things. But no wonder, I was like, no wonder I want to read this guy's chart. Like what's he hiding? Like what's going on under the hood? But to see you have it makes you be like, there's no wonder you carry the air of seriousness and the air of respect. Even people who don't know you, they learn really, really quickly. And you're the guy in the back. You don't need to step on stage. You don't. You notice Balaj, he comes in late, he sits at the back, like that's your style, and that's going to be like the mastermind of all things. So for you to learn this information, for you to put all your guys through it, I would definitely love to serve you in that, my friend. But what I'm doing with classes now, it's basically that. I'm also going to be doing live events, but I'm going to be doing, if you guys want to, it would be nice to do one that's specifically for your group. You group it together, 10 guys or 8 people, and we just do one specifically for the getaway group. That would be super powerful because at least it's nice and tight and intimate. But that's basically how I'm running with that.
Awesome, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, I had no clue. So
yeah, man,
good to know.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, Tanis, if that was all of everything you wanna sort of touch a little bit.
I actually want to know when you're going to start doing live events.
It's going to be 2019 when I do that. I want to have a baby first. I want to get my mastermind team put together. I know you're on the board, so we're definitely going to be talking about that. But I want to do one end of quarter 1, end of quarter 2, end of quarter 3, end of quarter 4 kind of thing. 2019. So we're targeting the first one to be around like end of March. That kind of feeling.
Ooh, okay.
Cool.
Does anyone want to talk and ask one more question, or we want to just say thank you so much, Bobby, for coming in.
Yeah, very, very welcome, guys. And just in case anybody does want me to tell their story, I basically do have an ability to book. I'm just going to put my site in there. But until you learn how to do it or until you figure it out on your own, numerology is dangerous, guys. Don't play with numbers. It's like worse than playing with fire. You're playing with your life. Okay, so take a very serious approach to this. You can't build a house without numbers. Okay, you can't build anything in the world without a proper algorithm. The same thing with your business. The same thing with your life. Otherwise than that, guys, I gotta run. We're doing a group mastermind for our launch that we're happening in a couple weeks. So it's going to be super powerful on that side. But absolutely blessed to be able to connect with you. Sorry, Steve. Welcome to the party. 2 minutes too late. I got to run. So I'll catch you guys soon, okay? Thanks, Tanis. I really appreciate you as well.
We will talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
See you guys later.
So, guys, what did you think?
That was fantastic.
Sorry, Steve. I do have it recorded. I'm going to actually stop the recording now. But it's recorded.